In a quiet village, surrounded by golden fields and slow rivers, there lived a young boy named Hatim. Every morning before the sun fully rose, the same rooster crowed. The same dusty path led to the same fields. The same wind moved through the same trees. And every day felt exactly the same. Hatim hated it. He would wake up, help his father carry water, clean the small animal shed, and then walk to the fields, plant, water, wait, repeat. Nothing exciting ever happened. Sometimes he would stand at the edge of the village and look toward the distant hills. There must be something more than this, he would whisper. He didn't hate work, he hated repetition. Planting seeds was fine the first day, watering them was fine the first week, but after a month of doing the same thing, it felt like he was stuck in a loop. He began skipping small tasks. Watering can wait. One day won't matter. I will do extra tomorrow. Tomorrow never came. His father noticed the fields were drying in patches. His mother noticed Hatim's eyes were restless. You look like someone who is running, she told him one evening. But I am standing still, he replied. Sometimes, she said softly, standing still inside feels like running outside. Hatim didn't understand. One afternoon, after another argument about unfinished chores, Hatim stormed off toward the older side of the village, a place most young people ignored. At the end of a narrow mud road stood a small workshop made of clay and wood. Outside it, dozens of clay pots were neatly arranged in rows. Inside, an old man sat quietly, shaping clay on a spinning wheel. His name was Baba Yusuf. Everyone in the village knew him, not because he was loud, but because every home in the village had at least one of his water pots. In summers, when the sun burned the earth, his clay pots kept water cool for families. When crops needed storage, his large jars protected grains from moisture. When weddings happened, his beautifully carved pitchers were used to serve guests. His hands had shaped the comfort of the village for over 40 years. Hatim stood there watching. The wheel spun, the clay turned. Baba Yusuf's hands pressed gently. Again and again and again, the same movement, over and over. Don't you get tired of doing the same thing? Hatim suddenly asked. Baba Yusuf didn't look up. Of course, he said calmly. Hatim frowned. Then why do you keep doing it? Now the old man looked at him, eyes calm like a lake before sunrise. Because the clay does not become a pot on the first spin. Hatim stepped closer. Baba Yusuf placed a fresh lump of clay on the wheel. Sit, he said. Hatim sat on the wooden stool. The wheel began spinning. At first, Baba Yusuf said, the clay resists, it wobbles, it collapses, it doesn't understand what it's becoming. His fingers pressed gently, steady. If I stop because I am bored, it stays a lump. The shape slowly rose. If I rush because I am excited, it collapses. The clay almost leaned to one side, but Baba Yusuf corrected it. But if I stay when nothing interesting is happening, the pot began to take form. It becomes useful. Hatim watched carefully. But you have been doing this for 40 years, he said. Don't you want to try something new? Baba Yusuf smiled. Do you think these pots are the same? He pointed outside. Each one carries water to a different family. Each one keeps a child from drinking warm water in the heat. Each one protects someone's food. He paused. My hand repeats the same motion, but the impact is never the same. Hatim felt something shifted inside him. But isn't it boring? He insisted. Baba Yusuf laughed softly. Boredom is the gatekeeper of mastery. Hatim stayed silent. When I was young, Baba Yusuf continued, I also wanted something exciting. I tried many things. Farming, trading, traveling. What happened? I was always excited in the beginning, but when the work became repetitive, I left. He looked at his hands. I did not fail because I lacked talent. I failed because I could not tolerate boredom. The words hit Hatim harder than he expected. Baba Yusuf picked up a finished pot and handed it to him. Feel this. It was smooth, balanced, strong. This pot survived shaping, spinning, drying, and fire. The fire is painful. The spinning is boring. But without both, it is nothing. Hatim swallowed. That evening, he walked back home slowly. The fields looked the same. The sky looked the same. But something inside him was different. The next morning, the rooster crowed again. The same sound, the same light, the same path. But this time, when he carried water to the field, he did not rush. He watered each row carefully, one line, then another, then another. Halfway through, his mind began whispering, "This is pointless, this is slow, this is boring." He remembered Baba Yusuf's words, "Boredom is the gatekeeper." He kept watering. Days passed. Nothing magical happened. No dramatic success, no sudden praise, just repetition. Planting, watering, checking soil, repairing fences. Again and again and again. Some days he felt restless. Some days he wanted to run toward the hills again. But instead of escaping, he stayed. Weeks turned into months. Small green shoots began rising evenly across the field, more evenly than before. His father noticed. "You are different," his father said quietly one evening. "How?"
You don't rush anymore.
Hatim thought about it. He didn't feel excited every day, but he felt steady. One afternoon, a neighbor came running. His grain storage had been damaged by moisture. Half his harvest was ruined. Hatim immediately thought of Baba Yusuf's large clay jars. He ran to the workshop. "Baba Yusuf, he needs storage jars quickly." The old man nodded. "I know." They worked together that evening, shaping clay, spinning wheels again and again. Hatim's arms grew tired. His back ached. "This is harder than it looks," he admitted. Baba Yusuf smiled. Most valuable things are built slowly. For the first time, Hatim felt the rhythm of repetition, not as burden, but as discipline. Days later, the neighbor safely stored his grain in his new jars. His family would not lose their food this season. Hatim stood outside the workshop, looking at the rows of finished pots. They looked simple, ordinary, but now he saw them differently. Each one was someone's relief, someone's safety, someone's comfort, and none of them were made in excitement. They were made in repetition. Seasons changed, the fields flourished. Hatim's crops grew healthier than ever before, not because he discovered a secret shortcut, but because he stopped chasing excitement. He began respecting boredom. Years passed. Hatim became known for his disciplined farming. His crops rarely failed. His fields were steady, reliable. People would ask him, "What is your secret?" He would smile. "There is no secret." But inside, he knew. The secret was surviving the boring days. The days when nothing seems to change. The days when quitting feels smarter than continuing. The days when repetition feels pointless. One evening, sitting beside Baba Yusuf, now much older, Hatim asked, "When did you know you had become successful?" Baba Yusuf looked at the sunset. "The day I stopped needing my work to entertain me." Hatim nodded slowly. Excitement starts things, but boredom builds them. And in that quiet village, where morning always looked the same and paths never changed, Hatim finally understood something powerful. Success is not hidden in dramatic moments, it is hidden in ordinary days. In repeating small actions long after the excitement fades. In choosing to stay when everything inside you wants something new. If you can survive boredom, you can survive anything. Because boredom is not the enemy, it is the test, and those who pass it quietly, build things that last. This story reminds me why I love telling stories. My name is Wali, and I truly believe stories are not just for listening, they are for learning. From this story, we learn that success is not about excitement, but about staying consistent even when things feel boring. If we apply this in our own lives, even in small daily tasks, our future can slowly become better and stronger. And if you truly want to understand how powerful simple discipline can be, then you must watch my next story, The 5 a.m. Secret. It will show you how ordinary mornings can quietly transform an entire life.